little bit. So nice to hear back from people who are starting to watch their classes and dive into the sewing school projects. We're loving seeing this. We've got a few questions that people have written in with tonight we're going to get to. So please feel free to, whatever is going on in your sewing universe, to just type it in the chat and we'll try and get to it. And I'll try not to blow away here. There is a little bit of a ocean breeze. So tough. Yeah. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Mary. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Jennifer. So nice to see you guys. If you're tuning in a little bit late, I am live tonight in St. Petersburg, Florida, because we have HSN that's happening tomorrow. And while we just wait for a few more people to get on here, we'll maybe show this more than once. But Karan, why don't you cue up what we did today? I have my mom and Violet, my daughter, here helping me set up at HSN.
And they're pretty good about it.
We did a pretty good job, you guys. This is backstage at HSN. We've got some of our embroidery creations there. We've got a couple machines on if you're in. Oh, there they are. The 1522. And look at this new color. Love these little the 234 machines. We're going to showcase the toy making. We're going to showcase sewing on paper for card making. I brought the Stargazer with me this time because I thought it went so nice with the purple. Oh, there's our luggage. I'm going to show the rope bowls. And then you've got the not so beautiful behind the scenes. That's waiting for a little dress form that we're going to get from backstage. And then this is the big show of the day. We're going to have on the 9850. This is the dual sewing and embroidery machine. So if you are watching from the US, please tune in tomorrow. We are going to be live on HSN tomorrow at 1 p.m., 8 p.m., and we're waiting to hear about a few other time slots throughout the day. And of course, you can always tune into hsn.com if you are wanting to see us or any of this cool craft stuff and the sewing stuff that they're going to have on tomorrow. Look at that cute banner. This was all done on the embroidery machine. And I know a lot of you are diving headfirst into embroidery. And yeah, so someone just dove in the pool.
I love it.
Perfect timing, right? I mean, no one's been here all day, right? Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, now everyone's coming, honestly. Okay, let's get to our first question. I've watched all the episodes of Serger 101. Amazing. I learned so much, and I will be starting the projects as soon as I finish quilting my Stargazer quilt. Almost done. I plan to sign up for the embroidery classes also. Thank you so much, Amanda and Jen. The classes are so well. Oh, that's so nice. That's not even a question. I didn't even know this was coming up. And I'm reading it like, where's the question? Thank you. That's so nice to hear. And it's so nice for anyone who's on the fence about any of these classes to hear from someone as well. Honestly, dude.
We're getting a show tonight.
Anyway.
Jennifer, what a view.
Okay. Let's stay focused here. That was a very nice comment. Jennifer saying, what a view. Which one are you talking about?
Oh.
Actually, I appreciate getting that feedback. We also, Amanda, look at this letter that came in from Cindy Hartley today. Now, this, I'm going to read the whole thing. Yes, Connie, I am in Florida. So she says, I'm on lesson 2 of Serger 101, and my left needle was working fine. Then it started to skip stitches. I changed the needle and re-threaded the whole machine. This is amazing because, prior to this, she might not have been able to do this. I have a very old machine that was just serviced. Amazing. It was still doing it. So I decided, okay, I will just do 3 threads instead of 4. Look at this. She's got options now. She knows what she's doing. So I took out the left needle and worked away with 3 threads. Then I decided, no, I am going to figure this out. So I inserted and rethreaded the left needle and turned the tension to 2, and voila, it worked. Look at that. Amanda, you are such a wonderful educator. Amanda, you're such a wonderful educator. I've been playing for hours now. Tomorrow night, I may even tackle the washcloths. Thank you for being so inspiring, Cindy Hartley. Honestly, Amanda, is there a better compliment than that?
No, I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, like, that's the way it goes. We're like, what's happening here? What? And normally we might just go, yeah, throw it, forget it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here she is going, you know what? No, I'm going to try to rethread this. I'm going to try it like a 3-thread instead of a 4-thread. No, I'm going to adjust my tensions. And, you know, prior to doing the class, I'm sure she would have just been like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But that is what the serger is all about. And you do have to do those tests. And so often we say, and we even included in the Serger 101 kit, that scrap bag so that you can be testing all kinds of different fabrics. There's a notes section of the book where you can write down what your tensions are, you know, depending on, you know, what kind of fabric you're using. And so I'm really proud of her for doing that. And I'm really proud of you and everybody who's participating. It's so good.
Yeah, it's getting those skills. So when things go wrong, you can troubleshoot. Like it takes time to learn those things, but like once you have them, oh, Cindy, yes. Cindy did write me again. And yes, the washcloths, they're such a great project because you can't screw them up. Like if they're weirdly shaped, they're still going to work.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And honestly, they're the best thing at taking off all this mascara.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to another question. I have the red Janome tin of threads. Great. But when I took the labeled quilt threads to a class recently, the instructor told me those were just for hand quilting or hand embroidery. No, wrong. Mm-mm. They're fine.
I use them for everything.
Totally.
I even use the cotton ones in embroidery.
Yeah.
Which is like,
yeah,
they work great.
Yeah, you're totally fine. They're not just for hand. In fact, hand stitching is often a much thicker weighted thread. Sometimes it's like up to a 12 weight.
Yeah.
Those are 40 weights and 50 weight, like cotton polyester mix. You're totally fine to use those in your machines. No problem at all.
The thing with them, are they stack wound? You just might need them to feed off differently. I can't remember. Or are they cross wound?
No, they're stacked.
Yeah.
Ring right. Yeah.
So if they're stack wound, so then all the threads on those spool, I almost called it a reel. They're like this. So you want the thread to pull, like this is your spool. You want it to pull directly off the side. And that's the only difference with a stack wound. If it's a cross wound, then it can pull off the top of the spool, no problem.
Oh, my phone just fell. Sorry. Laura's saying, still new to serging, do you need a different size needles for a serger like you do different fabrics on a sewing machine? Amanda, do you want to spearhead this?
Yes, there are specific needles for your serger, and it says most sergers have it written right above where the needle is, and they're just a little bit longer, and they work so much better.
Don't take one of your sewing machine needles and put it in your serger in a pinch. In fact, that's why on the front of the sewing machine, it puts the needle name and the size that you need. And we even included it in the Serger 101 kit so you would have extras. I know I've gotten, when will we receive the link to the Serger classes? Oh dear, you should have received those links already if you already signed up. So just email us at info@homemade.ca. I know some people, if they've unsubscribed to us, or if they had never subscribed, or if they have the kind of settings that makes it so that they can't receive emails from companies, we may have tried to send it to you, but it just didn't go through, or it came back as this person is unsubscribed. So just email us, we'll send you the links, but be aware of that sometimes is why you're on the list, your email's there, but you're not someone who accepts email marketing, which, you know, sometimes I don't blame you, but of course you want to hear from us. And this is why. Okay. Yeah, I mean, these are great tips for everyone. I'm just seeing like Leanne saying, this is good to know. Jennifer Carroll wrote in earlier today saying that she was having, and this is actually the second person this week, and I've had, the link went to my spam box.
Mm-hmm.
It happens for sure. It thinks that we're, a bot because our emails are so slick. This can't be a real person. She wrote in asking about the basting stitch on the 550E. And in fact, Christine Robertson was in the shop earlier this week and is also doing lots on the 550E. And I've had this happen to me too, where you start the basting stitch, and anyone that doesn't know what this is, the basting stitch is a little box or a perimeter that you stitch first in the hoop on your design that puts like a perimeter around your design, just of basting stitches, long stitches to help stabilize your fabric. And oftentimes, and I have found this too, that the first few stitches don't catch. And in fact, it's kind of, and then by the time it gets to the first corner, sometimes it's there or it kind of does fine. And I'm going to tell you my theory on this. You're not doing anything wrong. But the embroidery machine is programmed to cut the thread underneath fairly short, so that you don't have big, long tangles happening. And so it doesn't know that the next stitch you're going to do when you turn on your machine is a basting stitch. So if you start it right up again and baste, you've got that little tiny thread that it cut the last time. And so when it tries to do this big, long stitch, it just pulls it out. And so my workaround for this is to go needle down, needle up, and then pull your bottom thread up and give yourself 6 inches or 4 inches of thread, and then start your basting stitch. And it should do better then. If not, just keep going. You will be fine. You will be fine if it's missing a couple stitches at the top, because I know you've already either pinned it down, or maybe you use some sticky stabilizer, or maybe you're using adhesive spray or something like that. So that's probably what's happening there. Amanda, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I did the same thing. The M17 that I'm using now doesn't do that nearly as much as the 550E that I had before. Okay. But the 550E, I would needle down, needle up, bring it to the top, and then I always pull it out and just hook it on my thread cutter. And I just leave them there so that they're kind of up out of the way, and then it starts.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Suzanne Bailey is saying, Amanda, love the projects, had microfiber left, so I ended up doing 12 washcloths. So much
nice.
Love. That's great. Because, you can just stack them, put them in every washroom, use them to wipe your hands. It's great. All right, let's hear from Mary. I made the washcloths yesterday, and the corners gave me a bit of trouble. How do you know when to start to turn? I was watching the needles, but I'm thinking I should be using the front of the foot as my guide. Any tips?
Okay, you're going to hate me. I go with my gut. I watch it and I'm like, now is the time to turn.
Amanda's so good at the serger. She has serger intuition.
I think you just need to start. I think when you're about an inch away from the corner, then you start to turn it. But I know Cindy was saying that she didn't like marking it, and it was easier for her to gauge without marking it. I marked it a lot at the beginning because it did give me kind of that time where I would start to turn. But a lot of times now it's just I go on a gut and a feeling and then I go, and which is not very helpful. But once you get used to it, it's a lot easier. It's like, do you remember when you're learning to drive and you had to make a turn off of a road and you knew you had to slow down, but when do you start slowing down? It's hard. But after you do it a while, you get used to it.
Yeah. That's a really good question. When should we use 11 or 14 needles? I always just use 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they don't work, then I go to 14.
I don't think I've ever departed from an 11.
Yeah.
Okay, what would be a signal that the 11 wasn't working? Skip stitches?
Yeah, skip stitches. If things aren't, or eyelashing on the back or on the top, like if anything is happening where your stitches aren't performing the way you think they should, then it's time to go to a different needle size.
Okay, yeah. Skip stitches would be a good.
Yeah.
Listen to Jody. I'm pretty sure turning on a serger is an art form. It took me forever to master. You know, the serger, the number one thing that people just need to do with the serger is just get over that first fear.
Yeah.
The initial fear is actually the most debilitating thing, but then once you do it, it's actually pretty satisfying.
Oh yeah.
And easier than you think once you get going.
And so quick. Like you can rock things out on a serger so much quicker than a sewing machine. But yeah, when turning corners, like my first, like I would say 100 cloths, I couldn't sell because they were bad. But I mean, we still use them to this day. They still work.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. My hair's everywhere. It really doesn't matter if the corners are perfect, especially for these first few projects. You know, you're just getting going and trying this anyway. So just go ahead. Develop your serger intuition. It's fine.
Or you can, like, if you're afraid to use the cloth that we've given you, just grab some old towels. Like the amount of old towels we have laying around that we could cut into smaller pieces and just keep cornering.
Yeah. Lori's saying I had my serger a whole year before I took it out. Yeah, a lot of people do, for sure. And then they're like, darn it, it's not that bad. What did I waste all this time? And if you've got one sitting in the box, then register for Serger 101 and you'll be zooming ahead. You know, once you start using your serger, you kind of skip using your sewing machine for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Made 12 pillow covers for Christmas presents last year. Only took me about an hour on the serger. It was great. Yeah, because you're finishing those edges all at one time. You're not having to stop and fold anything over, press it, then stitch. It's just like zoom, and it finishes the edges all at once because it cuts as it finishes, and then all of those seams, nothing's going to unravel in the wash. So yeah, it's great. You should do a cover. Yes, we know we should.
Yeah.
What do you think, Amanda?
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many cool things you can do with a cover stitch machine that people don't talk about. Like, it's not just hemming.
No, and the cover hem is like cherry on top. Like, you think the serger is satisfying? Wait till you do like a Lululemon shirt like this that you pay like $68 for yourself. Yeah. That reverse cover hem stitch down the yoga pants.
Oh, and I took great pride when I overheard them scoring my shirt at the fair when they were like, oh, look at that. Is that a twin needle? And they're like, no, I think it's a cover stitch. And I was like, yes, it is. I couldn't say that, but I was just like, yes.
What do you mean you overheard? Were you lurking in the
I was. Because I was in the quilt section, which is right next door. So when they were marking my stuff, I would just look. We have lattice, and I just look through. I'd be like, hello.
Me. That's funny. Hi, Mike. Yes. Okay, I'm going through. We should do it. Yes. Violet's saying, hi, Daddy. Cover stitch class. Yes, please. Yeah, we're cover stitch, used it once, kind of intimidating. So an example of a cover hem machine would be the Cover Pro 1000, 2000, or 3000. And they kind of just get a little bit easier and
fancier
the higher the number. They all work great. Yeah, if you're in the market for a cover hem, then let us know. We can help you find one. But it is fabulous because, you know, that twin needle on a knit sometimes gives you this tunneling in the middle, and you're like, yeah, it's even. The twin needle is amazing, but sometimes you get some tunneling because the fabric is stretchy. That does not happen with the cover hem. Everything lays nice and flat, and it gives you that overlocked cover hemmed. What's the real word? What is it? What's the real word for that? That's on the back. If you turn over whatever t-shirt you have on, you'll see that stitch. It's so pro.
Yeah, and it's really, once you understand how to use it, The biggest thing is like when you finish, having to bring the threads through properly so it doesn't just come unraveled. Once you get those things down, it's pretty straightforward. And I feel like the biggest thing for me has always been either having a hem guide attachment, or I tape my hems beforehand because it works.
And if you have a cover hem and you're like, what's happening? Why isn't it working? A little strip of stabilizer will really help if your machine is skipping any stitches. I had a hard time at first with the cover hem skipping stitches, and just a little strip of tearaway stabilizer was a dream. Was a dream. Yeah. Oh, Jody is giving us a nice compliment. Yes, these ladies will help you find an amazing machine. 3, yeah, she just got an embroidery machine. 3
Nice.
come from Homemade. Yeah, we'll totally help you for sure. And if you're watching, who here is watching from the U.S. tonight? Are we mostly Violet's off camera? She's watching from the U.S. Yes. Because I am in Florida. In case you are wondering if we have palm trees in my backyard, we do not. Or do we have tourists in the back who are swimming in our pool? No, I'm at the hotel. The HSN is just over that way, and we spent most of today. Okay, no one was here when we first sat down. Not one. Now there's like 8 people. We spent most of today setting up behind the scenes. Well, we've got a little footage of our behind the scenes adventure at HSN today. I brought my mom and Violet to help me. We can show you a little bit if you weren't tuning in.
And it's pretty good about
we did a pretty good job, you guys. We'll give those two a lot of credit. They did a lot of heavy lifting today. Lots of pressing after all those samples came out of teamwork. Yep, teamwork. We've got the 1522, and look at the new color, that purple. We're gonna showcase some of the toys that we made. We're gonna do some rope bowls. I'm gonna show people here how to sew on paper, because lots of scrapbookers and card makers are gonna love that little purple machine. Amazing prices at HSN. They always knock it way down. Yeah, this is the behind the scenes, all right. You won't see any of that actually on the air. Then we're going to go to the big machine of the day, which is going to be the 9850 dual sewing and embroidery machine, where I'm going to show you how to take, your handwriting or a child's drawing and turn those into stitches. And yeah, got some demos already there. So those are our tables, and all the other crafty gals at the end of the hallway that are prepping their tables too. There's the Glowforge girls, the Cricut girls. You've got some stamps, all kinds of things are happening. So if you're watching from, oh good, Darlene's here from Connecticut. I hope you'll tune in tomorrow. We've got shows at 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. and we're waiting to hear about some other time slots on HSN tomorrow. So yeah, that's why we're
exciting.
We're coming to you live from St. Petersburg, Florida. And
that's so cool.
Yeah. Next week, I'll also be on location somewhere not quite as exotic for me. It's pretty close to home. But we will be live from, we're going to a quilting retreat. My sister and I are going. In fact, some Homemade people are also going. They've signed up to go. There's still a few spots if anyone wants to come away with me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. You just have to pay your hotel. Your meals are included, and it costs $20. That's it. And you pay you pay the hotel. I think it's for the 3 days. I think you can share. It's not very, honestly, for 3 days, which includes your food. It's not too expensive.
That's a steal. Everyone won.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a pop-up shop, but I'm going to try not to go to it. I'm just going to try to sit and quilt with my sister, and it's going to be fun. So I'm going to do the live Q&A from there next week. And we may have some people from the actual retreat do a little audience or something like that and ask some questions. But if you're sewing along with the Sewing 101 courses this week and questions come up, as you think of them, feel free to email us at info@homemade.ca, because sometimes you can't tune in on Monday night, or sometimes you forget by the time the Monday night live rolls around.
Yeah.
But if you email us right away or message it in, then we'll make sure it gets answered in the chat. let me just go back through. I think Karen's been doing a very good job at bringing up the questions here tonight. And yeah, just let us know if there's anything else you want to ask us. When does the Serger class start? Okay, so the way sewing school works is once you register, we send you out your kit and we will email you the links to the class, and you can tune into these lives every single week, Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you have already registered but you haven't received your kit, you should, the turnaround on the kit's not very long. At this point, you know, it's already launched, so we'll send you a kit right away. If you just registered, let's say this weekend, then it'll go out this week and you should have it. If you registered a long time ago and didn't receive anything, we're sorry, then definitely email us and we'll get it out right away. Because the sewing school classes are ongoing. So you don't have to necessarily start right at the first day. We are going to answer your questions wherever you are on your sewing journey. And whatever it is that you're doing, we're here to help, and or at least try. I'm going to go through. Lots of great people watching tonight. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Lorraine. Linda. There's Debbie again.
Okay, I got something last week, and I haven't tried it yet, but I'm really excited to try it. And if it works really well, you're going to have to get them for the store. Okay. This is a little hook key, and it's this little, like, tiny hook.
Okay.
That you put into your seam to grab your tails and pull it through.
Oh, this is pretty genius.
Right? So I got some of these, and it comes 2 in a pack. And so I'm going to try them out when I get my serger back out. And because it seems like so much better than having like a giant, because I use a big darning needle and it's just like thread it, pull it through.
Yeah.
But this, you just like whoop, whoop.
See, someone was thinking there. Why did we think of that? We could be billionaires.
Billionaires.
Darn it.
Anyway, I'm super excited about those. Like, there's so many cool notions out there, and until you you got to collect them all, and then you got to find out which ones are good.
Yeah. Well, I want you to report back.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it's getting darker here.
Mm-hmm.
So just bear with me. We'll stay on for a little while longer, if in case anyone was tuning in late. Lori's. Oh, here's someone. So I registered for embroidery classes. Yes, you should have received the email by now, unless you just signed up like over the weekend, or a lot of people signed up after last week's live. So those emails will be going out this week because your kit will be arriving anytime now. And I wanted to actually just speak to, somebody mentioned earlier in the comments that they were watching the classes ahead of time. And in all of the 101 textbooks that come in your kit, the books, the spiral books, we do suggest, as just a tip, you don't have to do it, but we do suggest casually, maybe you could just cannonball, right? Maybe you could splash me. Maybe, you know.
Just jump in, Jen. Jump in.
I should. Should I?
Do it.
No, Violet's like, are you gonna? No. Anyway, it does suggest passively watching the classes. Like if you're doing the dishes or something and you can throw the class up on your phone and just put it in the windowsill or something like that and just watch it and listen and kind of, you know, it will help you when you go to actually do the class at your machine. If you can kind of, or if you're in bed at night aimlessly scrolling or playing Candy Crush or something. Yeah.
It's like, you know me.
I'm currently addicted to Toon Blast.
Oh.
What a,
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Oh, don't. Just don't. You don't need that in your life. Is the Sewing 101 class the same class? Yes, I have done that class, so I don't. Yes, it is the same class. So Sewing 101 came out last year. Serger 101 came out this year. Same with Embroidery 101. Next year we'll add, I think we're adding Free Motion 101. We're talking about cover hem. We're talking about Artistic Digitizer 101. Because even if you, I mean, plenty of people last year took Sewing 101 that already were sewers and benefited from just like, okay, going back to basics. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I didn't know I should bring the bottom thread up, or I didn't know, X, Y, and Z. But yes, it is the same one as last year. We try to put out some new ones and keep them in the library, so that wherever you are, we may need like a sewing 102, something just a little bit harder than 101, but not too hard, right? Yeah, maybe we got to think about a 102.
Yeah, and then you get into like bag making and like clothes making, garment making. Like there's so many, we can go so many places with this.
Yeah, I love the bag making. And I've been talking all year about the zippers I plan to order. Will there be more advanced classes over time? Darlene's asking. Yeah, this is just what we're getting at, 1,000%. We do every year do the homemade event, which is sewing but not quilting. And I think probably what I should do is put up, for anyone who hasn't been in some of those events, is I should put up those individual classes at sort of a bargain. And you could do the one-off free motion little ghost class that we have. It's a perfect time of year for that. You could do, and if you haven't been in that event and you want to do that one-off class, like the turning your handwriting into stitches with your embroidery machine, that'd be a perfect complement to Embroidery 101. So maybe we'll have to get on that. Yeah.
Because you don't have enough. You don't have enough to do.
Painting on fabric class. Sue, yes, you're getting at something here. Sue, okay, so two things are coming up in store if you're around the Kingston area, and we may do some online too, is we're doing a free motion pumpkin. So if you're in store, Sue's going to be teaching that class, which is going to be amazing. She's doing a whole big pumpkin, and then inside each of the kind of pumpkin sections is a different free motion stitch.
Oh my goodness.
Great way to fill it in.
Yeah.
And our great friend, Rhonda Evans, who is a Kingston artist, she's going to be teaching thread painting. So if there's anyone who wants to do thread painting online too, we could put together a kit and maybe we could do a live with Rhonda after she does the thread painting in the store, because she's kind of a genius and she's just running with, painting with thread on her sewing machine. And so cool. Yeah, it's so cool. Very, very cool. So that's coming up. Amanda, can you do an extension class down here?
Down where? Where are we?
I would imagine it only says Facebook user on our screen. If you wanted to say your name, you have to register with StreamYard. But anyway, I think that they mean come to Kingston and do an in-store class. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Agreed. You have a long list also.
I do.
Yeah.
Long list. But we're getting through it.
Yeah, for sure. Jody's saying, love all the classes. It's hard to find places that will do these. So we really are constantly, now that we have the actual store, trying to balance what do we do in store versus what do we do online. Because we don't want to abandon anyone and we want everyone to get the goodness, but it's, so we're trying our best. We're not meaning to leave anyone out or give anyone more attention than the other. We're trying to balance things out. So hopefully everyone understands. And even if you are local, like you can do an online class still and work at your own pace, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like those killer months in the middle that you're just like, I don't want to go out.
I know.
It's just like, I'll just stay from home. It'll be the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard in the winter.
Yeah. And if you do come into the shop, you can feel free to use the machines that we have upstairs because we've got a little fleet of them. You don't need to lug your machine. All fine. Oh, Leanne's saying, I love the classes online. You can take it at your own pace. Absolutely. For sure. Yeah. And you get to use your own machine. And even though I'm just saying, you can use our machines, like it is something when you're using your own machine because you're getting to know your own machine. So often the people in store end up buying the machines that they use in the class, or they ask if they can buy them because that's the machine that they get used to. And you're having luck on it. And that's really what we want, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. And like time is so hard to find. So there's a great compromise between going out and seeing people and being social and being in the class and hands-on learning with someone right in front of you. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
But when you are at home and you only get 10 minutes a day for yourself,
Yeah.
having 10 minutes that you can spend at home doing something you really love and enjoy, it's great.
And if you carve out the time, like Jody's saying, if you carve out the time at home, like it's a television show, like I do this, Mondays at 8 after the live, I sit down and blah, blah, blah. You really will make it through your projects. Or maybe it's Saturday morning, or maybe it's whenever, but carve out a time and for sure. In case you're just tuning in, I am live tonight in St. Petersburg, Florida, because I will be on HSN tomorrow with the Janome 9850 and a couple of cool little machines too. And yeah, so we've got shows. If you're watching from the US, hopefully you'll tune in tomorrow. 1 p.m. Eastern time is our first show. And you can check us out on hsn.com if you're watching anywhere else in the world and want to see what all the hoopla is about. And there goes my phone again. Got a little gust of ocean breeze down here. It's so hot. It's still very, very hot and humid. Yeah. Well, Amanda, let's just see if there's any other. Okay, we have one. Lisa just joined us. Hi, Lisa. Let's just get her question in here before we. Curious to know, do you need to oil the 550E? But what about, say, the QDC, the 5300? I thought I read the computerized ones you do not oil. No, you have to oil them all. But you don't need to oil it as often as you think. You don't want to over oil it. You don't need it dripping, raining oil in there. Almost like every 6 months, once a year, kind of, depending on how much you're, right?
Yeah, like often in your user manual, it's going to tell you exactly where to put the oil, and you really aren't doing it very often. It's not like the old ones that you needed to oil them regularly for them to keep going. I am probably guilty of oiling my serger in more locations than you're supposed to.
Same. I always want to oil I'm always putting oil down that shaft there.
Yeah, like anywhere that metal is against metal, I oil it.
Same.
Because then it's not loud.
But don't oil it so much that it's dripping down here, because it will get on your thread and your thread will start to look dirty. And that's when you know you've got way too much oil. So if you are oiling it yourself, do some test runs because you want to get out that little bit of oil that might just residually be there, because it will make your thread and everything look dirty, and it's kind of hard to wash out.
Yeah, I kind of do it when I butter a cake pan. So I put the oil on and then I kind of wipe it off. It's still there, but I'm not leaving a lot on
That's a really good analogy.
Me and cakes. I love cake.
Yeah. We want big chunks of butter in the bottom of our cake. We just take that out with your finger and get rid of that. Oh, Mary, thank you so much. Online classes are amazing, and feeling fortunate that I can go insert you. Mary lives in Kingston. So
nice.
She was at our grand reopening sale this weekend. So I think actually online we still have a lot of the sale fabric up there. Because I'm here, I didn't take it down. So, hey, get a deal. I didn't take
shopping.
Okay, let's see what Sonia's saying. I, too, have watched all the videos of Serger 101 and Embroidery 101 ahead of time. I love all the detailed information. Thank you for extra tips. I can hardly wait to jump into the projects. It's a great idea to just passively watch. And then when you are sitting down at your machine, then watch for real with the stop and start and rewind kind of thing. Because you'll know kind of what's coming up. You'll know what supplies to have at the ready. Nothing's going to be like, huh, what was that? Oh, I didn't know I needed that. It will help your projects move along a little bit. So, yeah, we like that tip. Look at this. I'm sitting here in basically the dark now.
I like it.
You guys have literally watched the Florida sunset.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm just going back through. Hi, Kat. It's late where you are. Thank you for watching. Hi, Glenda. Thank you for watching. Nice to see everybody out tonight. Well, listen, here's your last call for alcohol. It's not alcohol. It's but oh, how I wish it was. Just kidding. Last call for questions, and we'll wrap it up. But you can always email us during the week, info@homemade.ca, or even better, post in the group. If you're not a part of the Homemade with Jennifer Tryon Facebook group, maybe you're watching there tonight, but if you're just watching on my general Facebook page, go to the Homemade group, because this is where lots of people are posting their versions of the projects. I want to see some napkins. I want to see those face cloths that you've made. I want to see those Be Kind towels that I know are coming in the embroidery class. I want to see your very first heater bag if you're in Sewing 101. Let's start seeing some of those projects come to life. Or if you're not doing the projects, let me see you sitting at your sewing machine, starting your class. We love hearing from you guys and seeing you guys being active in the group. It's really, really fun for us too. Plus, that's how kind of this community grows, and we get so much out of it. When will the 2023 quilt boxes be mailed? All right, we're on it. Yeah, when? Any minute. We're on it.
I'm so excited for this one. I love curves.
Yes.
Like, curves are my jam.
We have ordered the rulers. We put the order in for the rulers, so that we needed to get to the close to time, so we knew how many to order. Because they're very specialized rulers, for the curves, and so they've been ordered, and we will get it out just as soon as we possibly can. After that, all the kits are cut; they're waiting. We've got some extra little bonus quilty things. We have a custom something or other that's going in the package this year too, which is fun. I
love getting that box.
I know. If you've been in some of our other events, you've gotten some cool scissors and some cool. So there's some. They're not scissors, but it goes with the scissors. If you got Serger 101, you got the new tweezers. So all of them are in the same colorway. Anyway, you'll see it. It's quite nice. There's still time to register for it. We buffered out the ruler order by maybe 20 in case there was some stragglers who still wanted to play and participate. Or if you've never made a quilt, try Quilting 101. Those kits have not gone out yet either, because of course we're waiting on me and the pattern. So that's going to go out in about a week. So if you want to try Quilting 101, if you want to try your hand at a very, very beginner, you've never quilted before quilt, Quilting 101 is going to be perfect for that. So Amanda Brown, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Sorry we're wrapping up just as Krista just got on. But Krista, please, you can watch this anytime. You can go back after we sign off. I'll say goodnight from beautiful St. Petersburg, and I'll be home midweek. And yeah, hopefully you guys can tune in tomorrow on HSN. I'll be on at 1 p.m., 8 p.m., and sometimes in the middle. Or you can watch on hsn.com. Amanda, thanks for being here.
Anytime. It's always great. I love it.
All right. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.